Hi, so this video is going to be a bit different than my other two videos, as in this video isn't a sketchbook tour, but instead it's going to be me talking about these humans designs I've done of the My Little Pony main 6. I've done this before, so it's also kind of a redesign. I've also taken inspiration from the Equestria girls, so in that aspect it's also a little bit of a redesign, but they're like them, but as humans, basically. So I've done this before. I've designed them as humans before, so I'll also be showing my previous designs, compare them a little bit. But I'll especially talk a bit about the stylistic choices and everything. First of all, I'm not like the biggest or the most knowledgeable person about My Little Pony, but I used to watch this as a kid, and I've watched a few episodes in the last few years, so I know a little bit about the personality still. So I thought it'd be really fun, and I do like how they all have like a very set color scheme, and I thought it'd be fun. So I made a character lineup of them. I tried to exaggerate some poses or focus a bit on body language and body shapes, which I don't do always. So I've tried to make them look very distinct and to really think about the personality and how that would be with their poses and how they look and everything and expressions. So I think it's time to start, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So the first character I've done is Twilight. She's the main character and she's also my favorite character. For Twilight I went with this preppy look, and I also think the preppy look is kind of a perfectionist kind of look, and I think that really fits with her. As well as Twilight obviously loving books, she's really smart, and I think she would also really care about education. I think she's also a bit of an overachiever, which I can obviously relate with, and I think she really wants to look perfect, like she's got everything together while she secretly is struggling. I also see her as an introvert. She obviously struggles with socializing and making friends, which we see in the first episode, and so I wanted to show her being awkward in her pose, and I think it really worked. For Fluttershy I went with a bit of an exaggerated pose. I wanted to show that she's shy and she's pretty anxious. I've also given her eye bags. I really like her pose because even if it's a bit exaggerated, I think it really makes you, if you see the pose, you're like, yeah, I can understand the personality of the character, and that's something I want to get better at. And I think it works pretty well here. For her outfit I went with a bit of a cottagecore outfit. She's really good with animals, and I thought it fit as well. I think she lives in a cottage, but I'm not sure. But she has a very nature-loving person, and it all ties with the cottagecore kind of style. And for her hair, I did it in a braid, which I've done before. I feel like she will get really annoyed with her hair, especially with tangling, if she just keeps it loose. So she's like super in a braid, and it does become a bit messy, but I think it's cute and just fits with the pose. For Rainbow Dash was a struggle. You're going to just see me struggle a lot. I wanted to go for more square-ish shapes. I wanted to show her being confident, but also have her be kind of relaxed with her outfit, as I don't think she really care a lot. She's not necessarily lazy, but it's just like, she's just chill. I wanted also to showcase that she's pretty messy, untied laces. I've given her different kind of socks. I just think it fits her. And for her hair I went for kind of mullet-ish. Her clothing style is very sporty, and I've also given her a scar, which I've done in previous designs I've done of her, and I just thought, why not? I've given her an eyebrow slit and some piercings, and yeah, I just wanted her to look chill and relaxed and also confident, and this is why I struggled so much with the pose. In the meantime, you guys can just watch me struggle while I'll start with Pinkie Pie. For Pinkie Pie, I went for very round shapes. I've also made her the smallest of the group. In previous design, she was kind of the same height, but I tried to have everyone have different heights in this drawing, and I'm happy I did that, because it just looks nicer. I've given a lot of layers, and in my notes I've written layers like a cupcake, which I think is amazing, like just like a cupcake, as she is a baker. She was a little bit of a struggle because I wanted a pose that screams just excitement, but that wouldn't take too much space, so that everything would look nice and cohesive. I'm not the happiest with her pose, but I think it works. And later you can see she becomes very colorful. And the top of her clothes, like the shirt kind of, is a bit of a reference to an apron. It kind of has that look, as she is a baker in the series. I've also given her a lot of band-aids and some stuff in her hair, like clips, because I just think it fits her style. I think if I had to give it a style, I think the Harajuku fashion, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, and I think that kind of is similar to what she's wearing. And I've also given her pigtails, because I've done that before and I really like it. I think this is the first time I've been happy with how her hair looks in the design I've done. So for rarity, I went with a very confident kind of pose, as I feel like she is very confident in herself. She's also pretty glamorous, and it was kind of hard to fit that with her age, because I feel whatever you put her in, like if it's in her style, it just will make her look a bit older than the other characters. But I don't think it's too bad in this one. I wanted her to have kind of exaggerated proportions, but I don't think I really got that point across eventually. But for her style, I went with a kind of Vogue coquette kind of style inspiration, and I originally thought of giving her like mom jeans with a white button up, but I thought that would make her look even more older, so I scratched that and went with this skirt and this top, which you can see the picture I've used as inspiration on the right. I've given her some diamond hair clips, like pearl necklace, to really go with this coquette kind of style. And I originally thought of maybe a bun with safety pins in it to go with her being like a lover of fashion, but I scratched that idea. For Applejack, I've kept it really like my old designs. I've given her the hat, the cowboy kind of hat. She's a farmer. I've given her like a belt with an apple on it. These really fun jeans kind of, with like, how would you say, like other material on it to hide scratches and stuff. And for the top, I wanted her to still look cohesive with the other characters, so a little bit modern. So I gave her this fun top, which also has like kind of play to continue with the farmer kind of style. So now it's time for the coloring. For Twilight, I wanted her hair to be kind of the same color, but I did make it a little bit darker, so that it kind of just looks like black, and as she did the streaks, I really like that. In all my previous designs of Twilight, I have not used blue, but she does have blue in her Equestria girl designs, and I've decided to use it because I really like the contrast. I struggled a bit with what logo to put on her top, but I've went with this star that looks like her cutie mark, and I've kept the colors quite like plain. I've given her this plaid skirt, and I really like the colors. They look nice together in my opinion. For Fluttershy, I've gone with a pink for her, but I did make it a little less saturated to make it look a little bit more natural. The skirt is green, just like in a Questa Girl design. I've not used green before in her designs. I've added these flowers to her design, and her socks are kind of a similar pink to her hair because I think it ties nicely. The butterfly clips and her earrings will later become more of a yellow, which is the yellow of her skin in the My Little Pony series. For Rainbow Dash, you have you just saw, I read on the sketch because I saw this design of like a character from someone which had this a hoodie tied and with cargo pants, and I was like, yeah, this is the box shape I wanted, like the square-ish shape I wanted in a design, so I thought it was perfect. For her hair, instead I went very saturated, as it just really fits her with the rainbow hair. I've given her this kind of necklace, but it isn't very much a necklace. I don't know, I think it fit her. I saw it somewhere. And I went for quite a few blues, as that's her main color, but I've also used a purple and a yellow with her socks, and the hair is obviously rainbow. I didn't want to use too many different colors except for in the hair, because otherwise I thought it would be very distracting, but I did give her a bracelet. For Pinkie Pie, I've gone very pink, obviously. I've made her hair a little bit darker pink than what her hair in the series is, but I think it looks really nice with her skin and everything. For the colors in the clothing, I've used like the yellow and pink and blue from her cutie mark, and her earrings are balloons as an ode to her cutie mark. She has a lot of stickers. I've tried to use a bit of blue as for having a contrast, but I've mainly used the pink and the yellow, but I really like her colors and I think it looks nice. For rarity, I went with this kind of purplish white and this purple and like a dark purple for her hair. Her hair looks black, and that was also my intention. And for her shoes, I added like the white on top as if it's a little bit of fur. But I did make her socks blue, this kind of really light baby blue, because I thought it would give a nice contrast with the white and the skin color being quite pale. For Applejack, I went with, her colors aren't really that special. I made her blonde because I just thought it fit. Her top is kind of plaid, so I just went with different kind of yellow shades. Her jeans are kind of blue. There's like a little hole in there, and I think it looks so cool. I've given her cowboy boots with different kind of browns, and one of those browns is the brown for her hat. And by now you can see me shade it all together, adding some light and stuff. I did really basic shading, so please don't come at me for the shading. I was really tired at this point because it took me a long time with designing them and drawing them and everything. Here I changed the liner and made all of the liners a little bit lighter, and then I added a gradient map, and that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll just show the drawing real big. Bye!